Before we dive into this fascinating coin story, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss any of our upcoming videos on rare and valuable coins that could be sitting right in your drawer right now. Let's take a journey. Back in time, back to a different world. The year is 1997. Nelson Mandela is president of South Africa. The country is still finding its feet after the historic shift from apartheid. It's a year of rebuilding, of hope, of unity. But while the world watches political headlines, quietly, without fanfare, a humble coin slips into circulation. One that would later become the centerpiece of collectors' dreams. This is not gold. It's not silver. It's not covered in diamonds. It's a simple copper-plated steel coin, worth just 2 cents at the time of minting. 2 cents. Almost nothing. The kind of coin you might find wedged between couch cushions, dropped in a parking lot, or lost forever in the washing machine. And yet, this tiny token has now captured the attention of serious collectors and passionate numismatists around the world. Now, you might be asking why? Why would a small, reddish coin from 1997 South Africa be worth anything more than the metal it's stamped on? The answer lies in its rarity, its story, and a little touch of mystery. This coin, part of the third decimal series of South African currency, carries with it the image of the King Protea, the national flower of South Africa. That delicate bloom is etched with surprising detail on the reverse side, a tribute to the beauty and resilience of the nation itself. Above the Protea sits the bold inscription, 2C, simple, unassuming, yet dignified. The obverse side bears the coat of arms of South Africa as it was at the time. A regal crest surrounded by a banner of unity, strength, and cultural diversity. Here's where it gets interesting. The 1997 2-cent coin was produced during a transition period, both politically and economically. Fewer coins were minted that year compared to earlier or later issues. And among those that were released, only a handful remain in high-grade condition today. Time, environment, and circulation have worn most of them down. But a few lucky individuals happen to hold on to uncirculated, pristine specimens, often without even knowing their future value. Collectors love stories, and this coin has one of the best. Think of all that's changed since 1997. The world has gone digital. We pay with phones now. Paper money is vanishing. And coins like this, they become not just currency, but relics. Physical memories of a time long past. That's why collectors are hunting them. They're not just buying metal, they're buying history, and they're willing to pay serious money for it. For a moment, picture this. A man walks into a coin auction, modest envelope in hand. He says he found an old South African coin in a drawer that belonged to his father. The experts examine it. The room goes quiet. It's a 1997 2 cents in near-mint condition. Eyes widen. Bidders raise paddles. One collector, halfway across the world, is watching the live stream, heart pounding. He places a final, staggering bid. The hammer falls. And just like that, a coin once worth a mere 2 cents changes hands for tens of thousands of dollars. It's happened. More than once. Now let's talk condition, because in the world of numismatics, condition is everything. A coin that's been kept safe in a protective holder, never touched by bare hands, never dropped or scratched. Those are the coins that command top prices. Even small differences in grade can mean thousands of dollars. That same 1997 2 cents, if worn or damaged, might be worth only a few dollars. But a mint state, uncirculated version? That's what collectors dream about. That's the jackpot. There's also the question of mintage numbers. While the South African Mint doesn't release detailed breakdowns for every coin issue, experts believe that the 1997 run was notably smaller for the 2 cents denomination. Combined with low survival rates in top condition, this creates a perfect storm of rarity and demand. And demand drives price. It's also worth noting that collectors from outside South Africa are fueling the surge. American, European, and Asian collectors, many of them seeking full sets of African currencies, are now realizing how undervalued these coins once were. But that's changing. Quickly. Older collectors, especially those who traveled or served in southern Africa during the late 90s, are now searching their old possessions. Some find these coins in photo albums, travel wallets, or tucked inside souvenir boxes. A few have even come forward with entire rolls of uncirculated South African coins, stored away and forgotten. And when those rolls are opened, if a 1997 2 cents is inside, untouched by time, that's when the magic happens. We're living in a fascinating time. Coins like this are waking up from decades of sleep. And for the right buyer, for the right coin, the value is more than sentimental. It's tangible. It's real. So if you're watching this video thinking, maybe I have one of those, go take a look. Check your drawers. Dig through your old travel bags. Call up a relative who might have collected coins or kept foreign change from a trip. Because that tiny coin you almost threw away could be one of the rare survivors. And if it's in mint condition, you could be holding a piece of history that's worth far more than its weight in copper. This isn't just collecting. It's treasure hunting. And in today's world, where stories matter just as much as gold, a coin like this tells a story worth every cent, and then some. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. How much can the rare 1997 South African 2 cents coin actually be worth? If you're lucky enough to have one in pristine, uncirculated condition, certified by a trusted grading authority, this tiny piece of history could fetch up to $40,500. Yes, you heard that right. $40,500. Not bad for a 2-cent coin. So don't forget to subscribe, because the next coin we talk about might just be sitting in your pocket. Before we dive into today's incredible discovery, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. If you're someone who appreciates the hidden value in the coins you once had in your pocket or maybe still have tucked away in a drawer, you're going to want to be here for what's coming next. You won't believe what this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth today. Let's go back. Not too far, just a few decades. 1993. A year many of you might remember well. Nelson Mandela had just been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. South Africa was at the edge of transformation, a nation holding its breath for freedom, for change, for a new dawn. And amidst that turning point in history, a small piece of metal was quietly minted, the 1993 20-cent coin from South Africa. Now imagine holding that coin. It's not gold, not silver, not particularly flashy. But it tells a story not just about currency, but about a country on the edge of a revolution. This coin is more than money. It's a symbol of a time, a place, a struggle, and a triumph. The 1993 South African 20-cent coin carries the image of the protea flower, a national symbol of beauty and resilience, delicate yet bold, chosen not just for its appearance, but for what it represents: diversity, endurance, and the unique identity of the South African people. For many, it was just pocket change. But for those who look deeper, it's a miniature time capsule. Flip the coin, and you'll find the coat of arms of South Africa as it was before the 2000 redesign. That emblem carries generations of meaning, carved into the face of this metal disc. It's not just decoration. It speaks of heritage, colonial legacy, unification, and the coming of a democratic age. Now let's talk about rarity. You see, not every coin is created equal. Some coins are produced in massive quantities, millions upon millions, making them common, almost disposable. But others, even when minted in relatively large numbers, end up becoming rare over time. Sometimes it's because many were melted down. Sometimes it's because of a small error. Sometimes they just vanish into private collections, never to return to circulation. The 1993 20-cent coin is one such example. Many people overlooked it. Who would think a small brass-plated steel coin could ever be worth more than its face value? But here's the thing: coins carry secrets, and collectors know how to listen. Over time, numismatists, those who study and collect coins, began to notice something different about certain 1993 issues. Slight variations in design,
impeccable mint conditions,
and in some cases, completely flawless strikes. Coins that seemed to defy the wear and tear of circulation. Coins that told their own story in their sheen, their weight, their very existence. Some of these coins were kept by mistake. Others were held onto for sentimental reasons, perhaps by a father who passed it down to a son, or by a man who remembered the day he received it as change at a gas station in Johannesburg. And then, years later, someone looks into a drawer, opens an old box, finds that little coin again, and decides to look it up. The discovery of its value didn't happen all at once. It started with whispers in coin forums, rare auction appearances, quiet collectors who knew they were holding on to something special. And then, as prices began to rise, the world started to pay attention. By the time seasoned dealers got wind of what was happening, the value had already started to climb. Coin grading organizations began receiving more and more 1993 20-cent coins for evaluation. The coins that came back with a perfect MS-66 or higher grade. They weren't just rare, they were exceptional, museum-worthy. And then came the private sales, the conversations behind closed doors. Serious collectors, investors even, began making offers that raised eyebrows. At first thousands, then tens of thousands, then six figures. But that was just the beginning. Because one specific 1993 20-cent coin, a pristine, mint-condition piece with full luster, sharp details, and flawless preservation, changed the game forever. It was sold. Quietly, privately.
No headlines.
No news splash. But word got out, as it always does in tight collecting circles. The figure was whispered. $3 million. Yes, $3 million. Why would anyone pay that much for a coin you could have once received in change from a grocery store? Because it's not about the coin itself. It's about everything it stands for. The history, the symbolism, the rarity, the perfect preservation, the story of a nation, frozen in metal, held in the palm of your hand. Because in the world of collectors, value isn't just about what something is made of. It's about what it means. Now, some of you watching right now might be wondering, could I have one of these? Is it possible I held onto something like this without even knowing? If you lived in South Africa or even visited, if you collected foreign coins, or if someone gave you a bag of old change they didn't want anymore, it's possible. Not guaranteed, but possible. So take a look. Open those drawers. Check those old jars. Dust off that box of coins in the attic. You never know. That tiny piece of brass-plated steel might just be your ticket to a fortune. And remember, this isn't just about the money. It's about rediscovery. About remembering a time when coins told stories. When they mattered. When holding one in your hand meant more than just making a purchase. It meant carrying a piece of a nation's soul. So if this story moved you, intrigued you, or made you want to go hunting through your old coin collection again, don't forget to subscribe. This is just one of many coins whose stories are waiting to be told. And who knows, the next one might just be sitting in your pocket right now. And yes, that one coin, the 1993 South African 20 cents in flawless condition, it sold for a staggering $3 million.